It's mid-April in Minnesota, and winter just won't go away. The late spring is a setback to those eager to head to the woods and find morels, ramps, and fiddleheads. But that doesn't dampen the enthusiasm of forager Nicole Zempel. She's out trekking the upper Minnesota River Valley to show us what's coming alive.
Okay, check it out, Scarlet Cup. One of the first ones of the day here, but you're gonna see hundreds of them. Some of them are just so pretty and I never get tired of seeing them. All different shapes, all different sizes. This is so fun. So they always grow on twigs and they are one of the first mushrooms to fruit after a winter. And they oftentimes, when there's snow on the ground, you're still gonna see scarlet cups. They're a cool weather mushroom and they're just gorgeous. An edible mushroom, but I think they're so pretty. Like, I don't have the heart to harvest them. And they're not like a sought after edible. I hear that they taste kind of nutty, like a rich earthy flavor. And more scarlet cups. I told you we're gonna see like hundreds. Ah, perfect. All right, so it's a scarlet cup. And you can see here the mycelium that it's fruiting from. And we need mycelium. There would be, dare I say, almost no life on this planet if it were not for mycelium. 90% of our plants are here, maybe even a little bit over, because of their connection with mycelium. So it'll connect different roots of plants to trees and they communicate their needs. If you've seen pictures of underground with the mycelium and the little pings of light, very similar to our own brains. And it actually, a tree says, hey, I need this, that mycelium picks up that ping and boom, it sends it. Or a plant needs a certain something, boom, that mycelium's gonna send it. These are mock oysters. They can be smelly. Apparently, they're not going to harm you, but they're not recommended as an edible. And you can see these gills here. How pretty is that? And this particular mushroom produces a pink spore. So if I didn't know what this was, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna get a piece of black paper and white paper side by side. Then I'm just gonna put it, in this case, gill side down, maybe put a glass around it, and then check back, half hour or so to see what color those spores are. And you want the black and white paper because if you have a white spore, it's only gonna show up on the black paper. And then I'm gonna look the spore color up in a book, and also when I'm researching the mushrooms, in the description it lists spore color. People always ask me if a mushroom's not edible, what's it good for? And I'm like, well, they have jobs to do, right? And one of those jobs is decomposing wood. And you can see just how soft and crumbly it is. And that basically, once it's done decomposing, it's gonna be nutrient-rich topsoil. So it keeps the forest healthy. I'm fascinated just by the decomposing wood. I think it's incredibly beautiful, and I can truly, give me an hour, I will sit here and just look at these stumps and find all kinds of life in them. Oh, and some old turkey tails. See, we didn't walk, very far, and look at all the stuff we're finding. Oh, here's a better scarlet cup. Oh, right next to a ramp. There's another ramp. Oh, a couple of them. And we're in a hotbed of ramps. There. I only take one leaf per ramp plant, and I stagger my harvest because ramps, like most things, are really threatened. Just loss of habitat or over harvesting. And I think humans kind of have that tendency like, wow, these are great, they're good, they're there, let's just get them all. But it takes 5 to 7 years for one of these plants to produce seed. So if I were to like dig this up, take the bulb, that's it, it's gone from the forest forever. And then something that I love even more than ramps are nettles. And I used to avoid them. I just thought, you know what? No, it hurts to harvest them. Finally, a friend had prepared some dish with nettles in them, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. These are so good. I have discovered that I think they are my favorite plant as far as taste. Anything in nature, there are medicinal benefits, or anything that you forage is going to be really healthy for you. But nettles are one of the most nutrient-rich plants on the planet. People are often not afraid of them, but they might avoid them like I used to because they sting you. They have little fine hairs that are like hollow needles, and so if you walk through a patch of nettles, you're probably going to come out with some rashes or welts. But if you kind of harvest, well, when young too, like this, but in that upward manner, I like to put them, just scald them in some boiling water, and then they're not pokey anymore. I put them in pasta dishes, soups, you can do tea with them. All the rhizomes and the root system, the whole plant is edible from top to bottom.
In the weeks ahead, Nicole will be searching for other spring delicacies.
The fiddlehead should start popping. Next week, our temps are supposed to kind of consistently warm up. So, 50s or above kind of consistently, they'll start to pop. I take only ostrich ferns, and a lot of them people have growing in their yard. They can forage in their yard and they don't even know it. Because I want my fiddleheads to keep coming. I'm only going to take 2 or 3 little fiddleheads per plant and let the rest just grow. Parmesan encrusted fiddleheads is what I make. And I like them a variety of ways, but that is my favorite. There's something called the wild prairie onion. Those, and again, most any of these wild plants, they are threatened due to habitat loss. If I harvest, let's say a wild prairie onion, I am going to cut the base off and put the roots back into the ground. Then there's wild garlic coming up. That'll be all in the next month. We'll start to see the prairie onions, the prairie garlic, and then the mushroom season kicks in too. Dryad saddle or pheasant back, morel mushrooms, oysters, they'll fruit. Morels are excellent. They are, you wait all year for mushroom season, like to really kick in with the morels. So it's the excitement factor, but also they are so tasty. I make a really good morel white gravy. Put that over like pork chops, it's excellent.
Besides morels, chanterelles are one of Nicole's favorite shrooms.
They're a great dessert mushroom. They smell like a spring breeze, and they start fruiting July, August, and take you right into fall. I make chanterelle cake. I know people make chanterelle ice cream. So and they're great in pasta dishes too. So jelly fungus is super popular in Asian cuisine. Super iron rich. It's very good for you. It does not taste, it does not smell. You can eat it raw. After a good rain, these will plump right up. And then when they are plump, I like to just cut them off at the base, and I'm gonna go home and throw those maybe in a stir fry. I don't know, man, there's just plants up the wazoo, fungus up the wazoo. You can eat foraged meals all year long. People ask me, well, I bet you're bored because it's winter. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, if it's, 20 degrees, that's comfortable for me and no wind, I'm out there and there's always something. You can find enoki. It's a cooler weather mushroom. The wild version is velvet foot that looks like a burst of fire. There are about anywhere between 3 and 5 million species of mushroom yet to be learned about and discovered. We know of right now, or science has been studying and knows about 80,000-ish species. So you figure that's mind-blowing what's out there and yet to be discovered.
Nicole has harvested about 20 varieties of mushrooms and is familiar with dozens more edibles. But the fungi bug didn't bite until 10 years ago.
And at first, I didn't give mushrooms a second thought, and I never noticed mushrooms. Then I bought my home, and it butts up to some prairie land. And so my first passion and love was plants. And so I learned to ID those plants. And some of those plants that I was IDing on the prairie led me into the woods. And I was IDing plants in the woods, and I saw, I don't know what the first mushroom I saw was, but I was captivated by it and intrigued. And then I just went crazy, full bore, down that rabbit hole of learning about mushrooms.
The self-taught forager takes photos of wild mushrooms and plants, then uses books to ID them. While Nicole spends countless hours alone in the woods, she doesn't keep her knowledge to herself. She especially enjoys introducing young people to the magical kingdom in the woods. Like the tiny horned fungus beetle, the male lives its entire life on an artist's conch mushroom and will fight off any other males that enter its home. Her passion is infectious, and she is frequently asked to lead community workshops.
I quickly learned the deeper you dive into the land and all that it has to offer us, the land is so giving. I always feel like it never takes, it just knows how to give. Too, with the uncertainties now, in supply chains, food, inflation, knowing that I can come out here and create a meal for free, it's kind of cool. And when I'm out on the land, whether it be woods or prairie, I am not thinking about anything other than the sounds or what I am seeing. And I come here and all is well, all is right, and I learn so much.
Funding for this program was provided by the Minnesota Environment and Natural Resources Trust Fund. Live Wide Open. The more people know about West Central Minnesota, the more reasons they have to live here. More at livewideopen.com. Western Minnesota Prairie Waters, where peace, relaxation, and opportunities await.